Hey guys, in today's video I have a little bit of everything for you. Some tool reviews, how to check static pressure on your system, lots of fun stuff, so stay tuned. Good morning guys, Seton HVAC here. It is Tuesday, July 30th, 2024. Just pulling out of the homestead this morning here. Beautiful morning, got a little bit of cloud cover. The smoke is cleared up. Once this front came through, it blew it away, so got a pretty nice looking sky there. So today's kind of be another little mishmash day. I got a little thing I need to go look at. This is on that large project I did that's near my home here. Not much content to really show you. I might go down on that crawl and kind of show you how I did the air handler and the ductwork and stuff down there, to give you a little bit of content on that job. I won't be going back there for a while till trim to set the heat pumps and do my startup wiring, etc. After that, I'm not sure. So this job where we were roto hammering, they kind of screwed it up. So I need to go look at that and see what what they did there. If you want something done right, you got to do it yourself, I guess. But it's fine. They were hard workers and everything. I think just there's a little bit lost in translation there, which is understandable. So but I wasn't just going to stand there for 4 hours and hold their hand. So I got to go check that out and see what's going on there. Alright guys, I just had to come out here to put this 10-inch elbow on here so they can insulate the rest of this. So this whole perimeter gets spray foamed, the entire thing, the foundation, the wall cavity, everything. So this is the big range fan, exhaust fan here that I put this 10-inch in for. Sorry about the banging upstairs. And here is my ERV vents. This one is the exhaust. This one's the intake. And they come back over to here. He's got 2 Navian tankless water heaters in here. FYI, it's cool. Let's come around here and I'll show you the ERV. So it's an Atmo 150 CFM. Gives you a little diagram here. So you got your fresh air coming in, and then your fresh air to your return air, and then your exhaust that goes outside. So if you follow those all the way over back here, so I got one that hits the return there. That's the exhaust. Sorry, that's fresh air in. And then over here is my exhaust out. This is another zone system. He's got 2 of these. I did the same thing up on the platform upstairs. Like I said, it's still in rough stage. Humidifier. All my wires are labeled. There's the other zone damper. There's our bypass, which may or may not be used. Let's give you an overall. So yeah, these are the type of systems I like to do from scratch. Make it look the way I want. The entire duct system is all hard sheet metal. No flex on my jobs. And then when I come back for trim, I'm gonna mastic all this. I just didn't do it because I didn't want people sticking their head in it and stuff while they're still working. But yeah, there's our bypass duct for our humidifier there. So actually the air goes this way. Supply, the warm air comes across the pad and then shoots into the return. That's where you're supposed to install those bypass humidifiers. So yeah, a lot going on down here, guys. When I come down and do the startup and everything, I will get you more footage. It's kind of dark down here too. Big old 18-inch return going upstairs. I'm proud of this type of work. I get to start from scratch. No 3M filters, no filtrates, allergens I should say. Only French Honeywell F100s. Got 8-inch. Oh, that's my bypass. That's my bypass for the zoning. You know, this will all get insulated and sealed up right. There'll be a zone panel in here and stuff, so I'll show you when I get to that point. And I'll show you how to balance this too. It gives you balance ports here, so what we gotta do is balance the two sides so it's equal. And I'll show you all that when I come back to do trim. But just wanted to kind of run you through this job. Kind of cool. My line set there. Obviously the Bosch M18 heat pump will go out there. I could look at this stuff for hours. Lots of fun. Okay guys, we're back at the shop. I was going to go ahead and do some tool reviews, which I might still do. I'm actually going to review this manometer because it's awesome. This is the field piece. I love all the field piece stuff. But instead of doing that, we're going to check static pressure on my home system here. And I'm going to show you how that's done. So what you need is your manometer, your length of tubing to go into port 1 and port 2. This is going to be one for supply and one for return duct. And then each one has a static pressure tip. Now on these tips, they must point into the airstream. Mine kind of screwed up, so the swivel on it's broke. So I'll just have to make sure when I put this in there that that's going into the airflow. So, you know, on my downflow air handler, it's going to need to point up like that. And then same with the return. I have to make sure that if you had an upflow, it'd be opposite. So you'd have that. You'd have your tip pointing down and then your return pointing down to orient it. And this is going to be kind of interesting because I'm going to be able to show you total static pressure. So on my zone system, so I got 2 zones, so I'll be able to show you what it's like with one damper open, one damper closed, everything open. Kind of show you the differences. I'm going to do it with the filter in and the filter out, so you can see what kind of static pressure these 4-inch filter bifilters have. And the last thing you're going to need is something to drill a couple holes with. And then I also got tape, so tape my hole. They make plugs, but it's my system. I'll just tape my holes and then to tape my insulation back. So I'll get let me show you the orientation here again on my system. So I have my bypass here. I'm not worried about it because we're checking total static of the supply and return. So there's the one damper there, and the other damper that goes upstairs, the supply run. What I'm going to do is I'm going to force this thing into high fan, which will be cool. I'll just put it in both zones into cool. And on these air handlers, so you want to be past everything, right? So what we want to do is we want to be as close to the furnace as possible, and the supply on these air handlers is back here. It only goes out to about here or so. So what you want to do is make sure we get our static pressure tip in there. And then our return self-explanatory. So I got a spacer. I always put a spacer between the air handler and the filter. So I'll be able to get a probe there and a probe there, and we can check it, you know, see what the filter's giving us. And I just replaced the filter, so that'll be a good lesson on what static pressure these 4-inch filter bifilters have when they're clean. So I'll get some holes drilled in, and we'll get the equipment set up, and I'll show you how that works. And force this thing into cooling, both zones. I'll be back. Okay guys, we're all hooked up. So you can see I got my probe in my supply here. And then you can see up there, my probe in the return. Like I said, both are pointing, here, let's back that out. Both are pointing that way. So you can see I got pretty good static on my system with both wide open. So right there, you know, we're bouncing around between 0.1 and 0.12, 0.09 on my supply. And then this is my P2 is my return. It's the top number, 0.28. That's with the filter in place. That's about what you hope to achieve on these systems. Now remember, I have both dampers open, and the bypass, my bypass never opens, so it's always shut. So this is just the system without the bypass. But these are pretty awesome numbers. Pretty awesome numbers. Let's go ahead. So the downstairs zone I think is a little bit bigger. So let's shut it off and let's see what that does to our static. Okay guys, this is the beauty of the Bosch system, the beauty of two-stage equipment altogether, coupled with that zone panel. So I have the downstairs damper is shut. The only one that's open is this one. And look at my static. It's even a little bit less. And the reason for that is it will not go into second stage equipment or second stage cooling, you know, on the condenser, and it'll only be on its first stage of the fan. So what it's going to do is it's just pushing enough air through there, and it will never ramp that fan up, no matter what the thermostat says, because that zone panel is telling it do not go into second stage, which is awesome because we're very comfortable in the home. I mean, this on first stage, we never need second stage. The only time I want it to is if that damper opens, but that's beautiful. Another thing that's beautiful is I have this portable comfort control here, and I can just switch, I can toggle between zones and stuff out here. I don't even have to go in the house. I wanted to do it by the zone panel, but it only stays in test mode for a few minutes, I'm realizing. So let's go ahead. So master bed, that's my downstairs. I'm going to go ahead and flip that one on, and then I'm going to turn the upstairs off, and let's see what that does to our static. Okay guys, just waiting for this upstairs damper to close all the way. Our upstairs is wide open. So let's just let that shut. It's still going to keep it only in first stage, so our fan's still going to say low. As long as that light's blinking, it's still trying to close. And yeah, we are there. It is now closed. Let's check our static. Look at that. Still 0.14 in our supply, and look at it. Look what it being on first stage does for us on our return. So our return's only at 0.14 now. So those filters are awesome. That's my entire duct. That's my entire return run with my filters 0.14. That's awesome. That's why it's so important to keep your filters clean, guys. It'll keep your equipment running a lot longer, and it'll keep it running more efficiently for sure. So let's pull that filter out and see what we got, and we'll do the same thing. We'll do each zone, and then we'll do both wide open and see what we got. Check that out. 0.16 on our supply, 0.17, 0.18, only 0.08. Let's pump that over. 0.08, 0.07 on our return. So that's awesome. So that means these filters, so that's one I just put in the other day, and it's clean. It gives you less than 0.1 static on first stage. That is awesome. So right now we're just still just running the downstairs. Let's flip them and let's see what we got without the filter in, with just the upstairs going. Okay, I have just the upstairs going now. So yeah, I guess these zones they're ducted pretty similar static wise, as far as what their total external static pressure is. So I give this a thumbs up. Let's do it. Let's do second stage. Let's open them both up and see what our static is without the filter in, and that'll conclude this static pressure test, which is awesome. All manufacturers put what their recommended static is, maximum. On these, it's 0.8, I believe. You know, we strive for 0.5, but man, this thing's getting awesome airflow, and it's going to last me a long time. Keep this filter clean in there. Oh man, I'm loving my system right now. I never get this when I test these on customers' jobs because I haven't messed with the ductwork. I did all this ductwork on this house, so. Yeah, let's put it on second stage. All right, there's our second stage. You know, both zones open. Now, obviously, and the filter's still out. But obviously, you guys, when you're doing a conventional system, you're just going to do your supply and return. And I recommend taking your readings in a couple different spots along, because it's going to vary a little bit. That's why these spacers are important on your return. You want to get between the filter and your air handling equipment. And then, you know, on these, do it in a couple different spots and take an average, and that'll get you pretty close to what your actual static pressure is. But look at those numbers, 0.29 total. I put that filter in, it's about 0.4-ish, so that's pretty awesome. That's why this bypass damper here never opens. So just wanted to show you how to check these statics, you know, with all the scenarios on a zone system. Obviously it'll be simpler for you on a regular system, but yeah, I might do a couple tool reviews now to fill out the video today. Let's see what I can find, see if there's anything that interests me and you. Okay guys, I'm going to try to do a couple of these a day, do full reviews. I do these in my shorts, but not everybody watches the shorts. But if you do check out the shorts, I do tons of little reviews on these. If you just look up all my shorts, they're kind of goofy. I have some goofy ones where I do a goofy dance, but I also do I do serious ones, tell you things that I like, tell you things that I don't like. But so these Spyder hole saws are just awesome. So you can see what sizes are in there. It goes all the way from 4.5 down to 1 3/8. This is the 14 piece. I think I got this on sale for like $60, but I bet it's usually like $90 for this. But it's well worth it. These things are bulletproof, carbide tipped. And you can see all the materials that they'll go through. Cement board. You can go, if you have a manufactured home that sits on cinder blocks, you don't need to get out your roto hammer if you need to go through those. You just put your hammer drill on, you know, your cordless, if like my Milwaukee hammer drill, and do this, and just it'll roto. It eats through it like butter. They're awesome. Let me open this up. So I think there's some of them missing. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm missing a few of them, but because they're scattered about the truck. Probably have arbors stuck on them or something, which is my fault for pushing them too hard. But you can see, I mean, these ones I haven't even used yet, but they're awesome. I mean, look at, you need to go through like some three 2x6s or something, just like butter. Let me show you how this. I'll show you how this puts together. So, and it comes with these little quick. Here, let me hold on a second. All right, I'll try to show you guys like this. So it's got a little quick connect. It pulls out, and that's how you unscrew your deal. And then just, you know, screw your hole saw all the way down, push that in. But also it's got this little button right here. You just push that, and your whole pilot slides. So if you have wood in there, it just pops it right off, and then you just pop that right back on. They're really, really, really nice hole saws. I love them. Couldn't live without them, honestly. So pretty cool. I love them. So that's my review on these. I gave them 5 stars. They're badass. So go out and pick these up. Okay guys, second one I'm going to do today is the Milwaukee M18 portaband bandsaw. This thing is so awesome. Really easy to change the blade out. It's got a little tensioner here. Takes your blade out real quick. You can buy these replacements at any of the big box stores. But if you do a lot of unistrut, all thread, you got to cut a lot of rebar type. You know, it's not just for HVAC. This thing's awesome, and I mean, it's powerful. It cuts through that thick unistrut like nothing. Just, you know, 10 seconds and you're done. M18, of course, you know, brushless like all the good Milwaukee stuff has. Real well built, like all their tools. It's got the little hook that goes, you know, if you're up on a ladder or something, cutting something. But another indispensable tool. Let me show you. Yeah, so there's your blade there. So that little catch I showed you on the other side, it loosens it, so you can just pop this right out. Guide your other one back in, put that tensioner back on, and you're golden. So yeah, another one I strongly recommend. I know a lot of HVAC guys don't have these, and they end up cutting their unistrut and all thread with a Sawzall and metal blade, which just sucks. Yeah, you could use a chop saw too, but you know, you can do it either way. But this just works real good if you're in a pinch. Let's say if you're down in a basement or something working, you don't want to go back up to your truck and grab your set up your chop saw and stuff. This thing works awesome. So I give this thing probably, I give it 4.5, and it's missing a half star because of how big it is. If they made a little more of a little compact one, then I'd definitely be 5 stars. That's its only downfall in my book. So yeah, go pick one of these up. So yeah, I'm gonna try to do 2 of these a day. Let me know in the comments if you want to see me review. I have tons of tools, lots of stuff. If I don't have it, I'll go out and buy it just so I can do a review on it. That's how much I love tools. So I'm gonna do 2 of these a day today was kind of a mishmash. I showed you static pressure tests, kind of a little mishmash of stuff I had on this job that I was working on, a little intro. Just trying to come up with content for you guys, stuff that interests me and you. So until then, I will talk to you tomorrow.